Hi sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Exp0sing. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button, turn on your notification so you are notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I am saying massive shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you all give me here. I am truly grateful. Thank you all so much. So today we'll be talking something very important. This is something that happened in our community. And I am calling everyone out to be your brother's keeper, because if you are your brother's keeper, I am sure what happened would not have happened. And if the pastor or the people, the people were standing by, went into this while it was hitting, I am sure that this would not have escalated the way it did. And it ended up that somebody died, right? A black man and a black woman had a problem while in a restaurant, and the man hit the woman, right? And the woman called the son, who was waiting in the car, to come with a Pe0ple and peel the man. But before that happened, people were all around standing and watching without even intervening. Because it was a black woman, I have no idea. But I don't know what will make a full-grown man want to hit a woman outside. I mean, if you are looking for someone to hit, man, join wrestling. Go and meet John Cena. Hit John Cena up and wrestle John Cena. And hitting a woman does not make you a man or make you a strong woman. I am very sad that this happened in our own community I really don't know how to explain it, but it is a very sad thing. And I think things like this should not be happening. Stay glued. I am going to roll this clip. We'll come back to talk about it. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. And straight up, I am rolling the clip.
Real quick, have y'all heard about this? A mother is being charged with murder after allegedly telling her 14-year-old son to pew-pew a man during a fight. Now, before we get started, I just want to make it very clear I do not condone violence, nor am I trying to promote it. This video has been posted for educational purposes with the intent to spread awareness and should not be used to segregate or divide, nor as a tool for harassment or bullying. Now, who you see before you is 35-year-old Carlisha Hood. Now, I've decided to visually play what happened in order of occurrence so that way y'all can form your own opinion. Now, this is 35-year-old Carlisha Hood with her 14-year-old son arriving at a Maxwell Express around approximately 11:12 p.m. As you can see, her son's already in the vehicle. She's going to get out. Her son's going to stay in, and she's going to go into the establishment to get the food that they ordered. Now, while in the establishment, Carlisha gets into what they call an argument, a confrontation with a 32-year-old Jeremy Brown, who, might I add, has his girlfriend inside of the establishment as well. Now, as the argument continues to heighten, things turn physical. And before I show you what happens next, I just want to make sure to send out a trigger warning that if you cannot watch, I ask that you please turn away. Now, I wanted to pause it right there because you heard her telling someone to get into the car. And that was her referencing towards her 14-year-old son to get into the car. And it's important to note that because allegedly what's being said is that at some point in time, she decided to text her son to come into the establishment. Now, this is her son coming into the establishment while the confrontation is ensuing.
Hey, get your food. Get your food. If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh my God, I say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
Keep in mind, we have a 14-year-old child coming into the establishment because he senses something going wrong. He's physically seeing something going wrong. His mother's being physically and verbally threatened. We have people laughing, and we also have bystanders just standing around watching this all happen. These are grown men, mind you, that are standing around watching this all happen. And in a split second, he has to do the best thing he can to protect his mother. As a result, a few rounds are fired in the direction of Jeremy Brown, who then decides to flee the location, and allegedly it's being said that the son continued to fire at Jeremy Brown. Now, at some point in time, the mother also tried to take the weapon from her son to fire it at the girlfriend who was laughing at her. However, the son prevented that from happening, and as you see, they both leave the location. Now, the mother and son both did surrender to the police, and while the mother is being charged with murder, she is also being charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Her son is being charged with the following. I ask that you pause to read. Now, before I go, I want to say this. We had a black man not protecting a black woman, and we had a black child having to do so in the vision of bystanders. Make that make sense.
Hey y'all, let's talk. So whether or not you guys are aware or not, this Chicago mother and her 14-year-old son is being charged with murder after she told her teenage son to go in the car and get hurt and knocked his head off, basically, right? And I just really want to talk about everything leading up to this, right? So I'm not going to post the actual video for it because it's very triggering and we've gone through enough trauma as is to add insult to injury. But I want people to understand the context of this entire situation, right? For whatever reason, they were arguing, they got into a disagreement, and this grown-ass man decided to say, talk to me one more time, and on my grandmama, I'm going to knock you out. And as you can see in the screenshot, because once again, I'm not going to put the whole thing, he cocks his hand back and hits this grown woman who could have been his mama, who could have been his motherfucking sister, who could have been his aunt. She didn't even have to be related to him. But the simple fact is, he cocked his hand back and literally was whacking her like she was a man, going toe to toe with him, to the point that she was in a corner in a ball. And no one jumped in. When I was in college, and in one of my psychology classes, we learned about the bystander effect, right? And the bystander effect is, I'm not going to bust a move unless I see somebody else bust a move. And then I'll see somebody else bust a move, and so on and so forth. And the reason why the bystander effect is so detrimental, especially to us in the black community, is because we're so quick to turn our face and turn our noses to the opposite way, saying that this ain't got nothing to do with me, when it does. There has been several times that I've interjected to make sure that I protected a woman, make sure that I protected a young child that couldn't protect themselves, because at the end of the day, you are helpless. You are helpless. The whole point of us being advocates in our community is to be helpful. So if someone is helpless, that's where you come and you help them. And it be y'all black men that be holding these podcasts and saying that we black women, we don't respect y'all because y'all not leaders in y'all community. Dr. Umar was literally just talking about this, bro. So I saw this whole thread and I literally had to add it. A man starts yelling at and threatening a woman, punches her multiple times. Her son shoots him, and yes, she tells him to keep shooting him. And y'all blame her for the situation, not the violent ass man. Talking about she put her son in that position. That man put both of them in the position. What the fuck y'all talking about? Like, for real. Going down to the last one. Like, the way that this man cocked his hand back just shows that this is not his first time putting his hands on women. And y'all want me to motherfucking feel bad because her son protected her? The only person I feel bad for is the son, because he shouldn't have even had to be put in that place with y'all grown-ass man's presence.
This whole situation is unfortunate. It's unfortunate that there was absolutely no one there that tried to de-escalate the situation. Instead, they just recorded and oohed and ahed like it was something to see. There was nothing about that was entertaining. In fact, it shows just how sad our community is when it comes to protecting black women. And I don't care if she did have a mouth on her. That didn't give him the right to hit her. But I tell you what, he won't be hitting nobody else. And if that had been my mama, I would have done the same damn thing. Especially given the fact that people were just standing around watching it. And although there are some that may disagree with my sentiments, we can just agree to disagree. And that's just how I feel about it. Bye.
If there was a man pounding and beating on your mother in front of a whole community of people, what would you do? Hey y'all, my name is Nick and I'm the real debate wife of Kentucky, and I want to get into this story that happened over the weekend of a 14-year-old and his mother in Chicago being charged with murder. Now, I'm not going to show the video because I actually think it's traumatizing. When I saw it, I literally was shook, confused, and wanted to cry. Black women do not deserve this treatment. No woman deserves this treatment. And I think because she is a Black woman, it is so easy for her community to sit there and allow, watch, and no one to intervene. Now, I'm not saying it's everyone's responsibility and duty to take care of Black women, because that would be patriarchal. But at the same time, there is a lack of empathy for Black women who are put in these kind of situations. So Miss Hood went to go pick up her food at the Express, and her son was waiting in the car for her. As she was waiting, she got into a confrontation, a little verbal altercation with this man right here. He then begins getting aggressive. They're going back and forth, exchanging just words. She's nowhere near on the level as him. He's berating, putting his hands up, and then he starts to give her some threats, some warnings. He tells her, you need to shut up and get your food if you say one more thing. One more thing. And she wasn't scared, so she said one more thing. And he started attacking her, beating her. There's clearly something wrong with this man, because why? Why would you ever put your hands on anybody the way that he put his hands on this woman, y'all? So after that, she sent her son to the car to go get the strap, because at this point, I am in danger. No one has tried to save me. No one has tried to intervene. The store owners don't ever come out. No one ever thinks to call the police. Not that I think that that's going to help us in Chicago, but nobody ever thinks to intervene, do anything. It's just business as usual. So business as usual, your consumers can come in the store, get beat up, not get their food, and you do absolutely nothing about it. Business as usual. We watch Black women getting beat up and we run out the restaurants. I don't condone violence by any means, but in a world where they are literally beating the Pope out of us, what are Black women supposed to do? And how should her son have protected her? I'm curious for y'all to weigh in, because everybody really took an L in this situation. Yes, y'all. So Cook County prosecution went ahead and dropped the charges against the 14-year-old and the 35-year-old mother who was being charged with murder for, what happened inside of the Express store. If y'all haven't seen this video, I do not recommend you to watch it because it is actually really traumatic. But I'll explain what happened. This Black woman was being assaulted, physically, violently assaulted, at a local kind of food shop. The man who did it, his girlfriend was there, apparently egging on the situation. So the woman was able to get her son, tell her son, and notify him that she had been assaulted. Her son then shot the man, shot him twice, and he was pronounced dead on scene. The girlfriend of the man who was shot, who was also there, who was reportedly to eyewitnesses egging on the situation, is now going all over social media saying, he didn't deserve to die. This isn't right. This isn't how justice is served. That's also not how justice is served on an everyday basis, is for your boyfriend to put his hands on people that he has no business putting his hand on and violently assaulting them to the point where they feel the need that they are threatened enough to try to defend themselves with a weapon. But that's neither here nor there. They are no longer being charged. I would not call this justice because Black folks are killing each other. Nobody's intervening. There's clearly an issue with misogynoir, and where men believe that they can put their hands on people, and nobody will intervene. Nobody will do anything. My question now is, what about the business owners? What about the people that were there? Why did nobody intervene? Why did nobody do what should have been done? And for me, the answer is real simple. It's simply because she's a Black woman. Nobody was empathetic. People were saying she had no business being loud. She shouldn't have been arguing in the first place. And that they were both in the wrong. She didn't put her hands on anybody. She didn't assault anybody. But for a Black woman, standing up for yourself in this world makes it wrong. It gives the possibility that you could be charged with murder for defending yourself because you don't have autonomy, you don't have power, and nobody will empathize with you. This is a very rare instance where the charges were dropped and where, this woman and her son will get to be able to possibly be free, but their lives will never be the same after this instance. To the girlfriend that's on social media, I really pray for you, and I hope that you find the energy to stop embedding yourself in instances of misogynoir and find the time to
All
grieve.
right, this is all I got from this video, and I don't know why. I usually don't bring things like this here, but yeah, I think it's important. You all know what is going on, and at the same time, be your brother's keeper. I feel like all this probably, it may not have happened, right? If people intervened while they were arguing, or probably called the cops. But just weighing into the situation while it was hitting may have done so many great things. Probably they will not be shooting. Maybe they will get to relax and the rest of it, right? Both of them were arguing. The woman did not raise her hand or want to beat the man, but it was the man. Like, he want to show that I am not trying to stand on anybody's, trying to defend anybody. This happened in my own community, right? But I think you all will see where I am coming from. And I don't want you to take this to heart, but I want you all to take it like me weighing in, and at the same time asking you all to be nicer sometimes to one another, right? If the man did not, because I don't see how a full-grown man want to lay his hand on a woman. That is something, it is atrocity. It is a taboo to lay your, as a man, to want to hit a woman. Hitting a woman does not make you a man. And hitting a woman does not make you very strong. If you are looking for people to hit the road or go and join wrestling. I am sure you are going to wrestle everything out. Join wrestling so you can punch the punching bag as much as you want. Wanting to trying to knock off a woman, and people were standing there and not saying anything, not doing anything. And the owner of the store was there while the whole thing was going on. Nobody actually came out to intervene. Not until the woman's son, 14-year-old child, Pe0ple, right? Man, really, I saw this and it is very triggering. I am not going to lie to you. But I think we as human beings, we can do better. I am not saying as a man or as a woman. We as human, we can do better. Because I don't see how grown-up people were all surrounded there, giggling, smiling, looking, not trying to help out. Not until someone was knocked out. And the girlfriend is all over saying that the man deserves justice and all that. He does not deserve to die. While you as a girlfriend, you were there while the whole thing was going on. Common sense did not let you know that you have to calm your boyfriend down. Not until things went real bad. It is not a good thing. And this is where I am going to draw the curtain. Thank you all so much for all the love and support. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.